Hello everyone, this is the day 13 of the Integration Hub training. In this day, we'll talk about that Okta ServiceNow integration. So before we talk about that, let's understand what is the Okta. Okta is a secure identify cloud that links all your apps, login and device into the defined digital fabrics. As you know that Okta is a cloud provider that stores the user information and that helps you to log in multiple apps and devices. So today we are going to integrate with Okta to the ServiceNow. So let's first see that what are the things we are going to implement in our today's session. First, we'll talk about that how to set up Okta API in the Postman. So through the Postman, we'll set up the Okta, and then we'll talk about that how to get the Okta user into the ServiceNow. So let's go back to the Postman and understand that how it works. So this is our Okta instance. You can see this is the demo Okta instance I have created with my some ID, and you can see if I go back to this dictionary and people, I have 7 users available into this Okta profile. Now first thing first, I have to use certain mechanism so that I can get this user to my Postman. Okay, so if you go back to the Postman, I should be able to fetch those user information through my Postman. Okay, so let's do that. The first thing first is that what I'm going to do that I'm going to click the plus sign. Once I click the plus sign, you can see the method will be the get method. With the help of get method, we are going to pull the user information. Now I'll go to this authorization. We should put certain authorization to get this Okta user information. So first I'll go here and then select OAuth 2.0 because Okta support OAuth 2.0 authorization. You have a options called authorize code, authorization code, implicit. There are other options. It will be authorization code. Again, I'll put that called Okta token here. And after that, you can see the callback URL. So this callback URL is important. We'll click this authorize using browser. Once I click that, you can see by default some URL is populated. Now we need authorize URL, access token URL, client ID, client secret. So these are the information we needed to be use these details. First, we'll go to this Okta here, and then we'll go to this application. Under this application, we'll click this application, and then we're going to create a new application. We'll click the create apps, and there we'll select the first OIDC open connect. So if you click that, you can see that it's saying that token based OAuth 2.0 authorization for single sign on through this endpoint. Recommended if intent to build custom app integration with the Okta sign in widget. So this is for that our purpose. And then what type of application it is, I'll select the web application and click next. Once you click the next, you can see the my web app 2 is created. So let's say that I'll put that Postman here, and then I will ask for the authorization code and I'll select the refresh token. Now here you can see the sign in redirect URL. This is the callback URL that I have to be put. From where I'll get that, I'll get from this URL. I'll copy that and paste to here. All right. Now, if I scroll down here, you can see that under this assignment control access, you have to be select this allowed everyone in your organization to access that. So once you select that, this checkbox should be checked. Save that. So this application has been created. Right now, this is the application has been created. We'll get client ID. We'll copy that and put under this client ID option. Now if you go back to this, under this here we have a client secret. We'll copy this client secret and put under Postman. Now we have to put the authorized URL and access token. So these two we need to be put that. So first I'll go to this my Okta tools. I'll copy this URL of the Okta and paste here. And then after that I'll remove this admin part because I don't need this admin. Then slash. Here I need to put the authorized URL. How do you get this authorized URL? You will get this authorized URL. This is my authorized URL. If you see that, the till now this is the host name. After that /OAuth2/v1/authorize. So this is the authorized URL, and after that this is the authorized token URL. So these two URL I have to be put my Postman. Let me put that. So now you can see my Postman. This is the authorized URL I have put there, and this is the authorized access token URL I have put there. Make sure that you have removed that /admin part. So these things are done. Now I have to put the scope. What is the scope? Scope is that where you can define the purpose of this application, right? So our purpose is to get the user detail. So what we'll do, we'll define that scope related to the user defined. So let's go back here, open your Postman application, and here you will see that Okta API scope. Then find out, let's say that find out with the users. If you search with that user, you will be able to find out multiple user scopes. If you see the bottom, okta.users/read. So this is the read scope. If you click on that or hover over this help icon, you will see that allows the apps to read the existing user profile and credential. So this is going to be help us to get the user details. We'll copy this scope name and as well as we'll grant that scope. So once we grant that, that scope will be show under this grant. Now we'll go back to this our Postman and put this scope here. Now we'll click this get new access token. It will open a Chrome browser. You can see that the state parameter is invalid. It is showing that your request results in an error. The authentication request has an invalid state parameter. So you need to pass this state parameter. So let's do that. So I'll cancel that and let's say that I'm putting that 1 as a state parameter and click get new access token. Once we click that, you can see it's successfully authorized because I have already logged into this system. Now we click this open Postman and it will generate a token for me. So the token is going to be generate a moment. So the token is generated. Now I'll click this use token and here what I'll do, under this URL I need to put some resource URL where I am going to access that. So what is our host? So let's copy this host first. So this is our host. We'll copy that and paste into the URL, and then I have put that /API/v1/user. So this is our endpoint. With the help of that, we'll be able to fetch the user details. So let's click this send button. Once we click the send button, you can see I have able to receive the user information from my Octa, and here you can see that this is the email address. All this information I am able to get that. Now under this parameter we can put the limit. So with the help of limit you can define that how much user you need. Maybe you can put 2. So we'll get 2 user information. So you can see I'm getting the 2 user information. This way you can get the Octa, or you can set up the Octa in your Postman. Now we are going to set up these details in our ServiceNow. So let's go back to the ServiceNow and do that. So this is my ServiceNow instance and I am in the Washington release right now. In this ServiceNow instance, I am going to do some integration, the similar integration that we have done here. So what we'll do that, first we'll go to this credential and connection, and then here we'll see that credential and connection. Click that credentials, and if you see that last time we used that connection and credential, but this time I'm going to use that credential only. The reason is that I just want to show you that how we can do both the way how we can do that. Okay, so you click the new button, and then once you click the new button under this credential, you will be able to find out that various type of credential here. So our case is the OAuth 2.0. We'll select that OAuth 2.0 credential, and let's say that I'm going to put that name called Octa custom. Okay, and simply save that. So our credential is right now saved. So now we have to define the credential somewhere. Where we can define the credential, we can define under get OAuth profile. Okay, for that what we have to do, we can go to this OAuth registry. So we'll go to this OAuth registry, application registry, and I'm going to create a new OAuth here. So various way you can do that. The another option is that connection and credential. This is the another option. So we'll go and click this new option and then select the third option called connect to a third party OAuth provider. We'll click that. The first thing is that we need to put the name. So let's say that I'm putting that name called Octa custom. Now we have to put the client ID, client secret, and then authorized URL and token URL. So how do we get this authorized URL and token URL? Go to this Postman, and here we have authorized URL. Copy this and paste here under this authorized URL, and go back here. This is our token URL. Copy that and paste here. So authorized URL, authorization URL and token URL we have put there. Now we have to put the client ID and client secret. So let's go back to this Octa, and then I'm going to create a new application called similar call here and click next. The name could be ServiceNow. Then here we need to put that URL. So let's go back here and then put this URL here and then refresh token, and then here we need to be select this allow all user, save that. So our application is created. Copy this client ID and paste here. Client secret we need to be paste here, so we'll copy that and paste here, client secret, and here we need to be select that authorized code and simply save that. Okay, once you save that, you can see this is saved, Octa saved, and this is the profile that has been created. Now this copy this name and then put here under this credential and save that. Okay, so now profile has been set, and if we click there, go to this profile, you need to define the scope, right? So similarly you can go to here and you can define the scope. What are the scope? We are going to do that. So if you go back to this application and then under this application scope, the way we have done, we need to search that user and go the bottom, and we need to put this is our scope name called user read. So we'll grant this and copy this one. This is our scope name. That scope we are going to put here. So we'll put this name here, scope and OAuth scope. So this has been set and save that. Once we done that, you can go to this, and if you refresh that, it should be under OAuth profile, it should be visible, that scope should be visible. So let's see that. So some reason it is not visible. You can double click here, you can click that, and then you can search with called Octa custom. So this is the one, you can select that and simply save that. So alright, our scope is defined here, scope is added here. Go back to this again called application registry. This is our application registry, and under this application registry we have Octa profile, right? And this is the profile, you can see this is the Octa profile. Go to this credential module again. I'll go to this credential again and open this Octa custom. And you can see under this Octa custom, you can see that get OAuth token option is available. You can click that, and you can see I have received a token. So I have received a token. So this is the token, and that have some validity. Previously what we actually did, if you recall that for other classes, we click this button and then we are able to create this connection on credential, but this time we actually go to this credential and create a credential only. Okay, our credential name is Octa custom. Okay, now go back to this flow designer module. So we'll go back to the flow designer and open this flow designer. So as I am in Washington release, you can see little bit changes here. So this screen is little bit changed. We'll click here, we'll click this action. So we are going to create a new action. So let's say the name called Octa custom get user, and click the build action. And here the first thing first, we are going to click the plus sign, and under this integration we are going to select this called REST. And previously, you can recall that previously in our previous class we are used to select that use connection aliases, but this time we will select that define connection inline. So we are going to define that, and here we need to select the credential. So we'll say that Octa, which is right now not showing some reason. So we'll click this plus sign maybe. Then we'll select this OAuth 2.0 credential. So let's say that Octa custom 2. Here we'll select that Octa custom default profile. We need to be define that credential aliases. We'll click that, and let's say that we are putting that credential aliases called Octa custom 2 and submit. Okay, and then we can click the get token. This token is added, update, and these things we can use here called Octa custom. Okay, so this is done. What we can do, we can have to be put here, we need to put the base URL. If you select this use connection aliases, you can see it's a read only, but if you select that this one define connection URL, you need to be put this base URL. So what should be the base URL? So this is our complete details. We'll copy that, and this is our base URL, and then this is the resource path is this one, and limit 2 is the query parameter. We'll put that later. So this is how our things can be done. We'll save that, and what will happen, it should return me that all these test user or all this Octa user through these custom actions. So let's see. Once we have run that, you can see I have received this response body with all this user. If I search with my name here, you can see this is the first name. So I have received all this user here. So in this way we can receive this user. So that's it for today. In our upcoming video we are going to discuss more about Octa integration. Till the time, thank you very much. Have a great day.